Hey guys, hope everyone's doing good. I finally got out for some testing with the new turbo. Took me a lot longer to get out than I wanted. Had a few problems with the car trying to get it ready. The alternator stopped charging for some reason. I don't know if I mentioned that in the last video. I took that apart, got that fixed. The fuel pump started leaking. I had an injector get stuck on it. Just a bunch of problems. So I'm going to take a look at the leak here first. It is leaking from the pressure sensor. I tried to snug it up, but I don't know if I over-tightened that or what, but definitely broken now. You're turning. There we go. We got it. Crisis averted. Got her. But good news, we finally got out. I went to Ontario Street Outlaws, no prep race. This is on straightaway on the road course, which I've been to once before. Didn't really make any successful passes there. Don't have a lot of data there. And unfortunately, with the shocks being changed and the turbo being changed, I'm just really out in left field. So I made a couple little test hits on the road just to try and get things in the ballpark. I think I had the shocks close. I adjusted the tune a little bit. So first round, I had a pretty good draw. It was another first-gen Camaro, but it was his first time at no prep. So you never know. It is no prep. Surface is the equalizer. So I just stuck to the plan and went with the tune that I planned to run. So I had shocks all figured out. So it'll probably leave somewhere around 3 pounds of boost, 2.5 pounds of boost, something like that. As far as my boost curve goes, it's my pretty standard boost curve for around like a 6.0 tune. So it's on wastegates for pretty much the first second. So it'll probably get up to about 7 or 8 pounds of boost. And this is dome pressure. So it's on wastegates to about 7 or 8 pounds of boost. Then it adds dome pressure from there. So up to around 10 pounds of dome. And timing wise, I did switch my timing retard around back into the basic IO timing retard table, because the car has really been struggling to do a burnout pretty much all year. And it's worse if I have like a really slow tune in the car. After finally having enough of it, I started looking into it. And basically when I was doing the burnout, the way I had my advanced table set up was once it went full throttle, it was pulling timing as if it was launching the car. So clearly it wasn't working. It would do a burnout if I was right in water, but if I didn't get the wheel spinning enough in the water and started rolling out with it, it was done. It would barely do one. So I've switched it back to this table and have it activated on trans brake release. And I'm pulling a ton of timing here, but this is what it really took to get it moving on my street. So basically it's pulling almost 13 degrees of timing for about 1 second and ramping it back in over 3.2. I'm not trying to set the world on fire here. I'm hoping this tune is going to run somewhere in a 6 to like maybe a 620, something like that, if it actually hooks. Made the pass, ended up getting the W. It wasn't a clean pass. I had to pedal it. Had to pedal pretty bad, actually. Ended up running, I think, like a 670 something, so very slow. So here's the data log. This blue one right here is TPS, so you can see that I basically pedaled the car for almost 4 seconds of the run. But it was still kind of moving. The other blue one down there is drive shaft right here. And it was mostly accelerating for most of the run. Wasn't real great. This one's boost, so you can see pretty much right here on the brake. It actually made a little more than I thought, 3.4 pounds of boost. And up top it made 13 pounds of boost. 10 pounds of dome. Obviously I didn't get on the scramble button or anything. My oil pressure is good, right at 76 PSI, which I really wanted to keep an eye on this pass, so that looked good. Oil pressure was something I was really watching. If the oil pressure was messed up here, I was just gonna shut it down and take it home and figure on taking the engine apart. The oil is still a little more metallic-y than I would really like. I flushed it a few times, so it looked good. So I went for second round. Ended up drawing Mike Batista. I raced him probably in one of the most recent videos when I was at Grand Bend, and I know his car's working really well, so I knew it was going to be a tough race. So I tried to turn the tune down a little bit more. So second round tune, I think I left the boost pretty well the same. So I really went to calm it down on the launch a little bit. I pulled 50 out of the launch RPM and tried to take a little bit more timing out of it. So I pulled another pretty much almost 3 degrees all through there and left it stretched out about the same. So it didn't really work. I ended up red lighting on that. Since I was there just to test anyways, I thought I would maybe just try to get a little bit of an edge on them and try to guess the light. But didn't work out. I was too early. So that was it. Out of the racing. So I put a tune together for a test pass. It actually hooked up pretty well there. I'm not exactly sure why, but it did leave pretty decent. So I decided to make a little shock adjustment, and I put another degree of timing back in it, see if it would take it. But clearly didn't like that. Just got a lot of wheel speed pretty much. And I think the tune was just too hot. To me, the suspension looked pretty decent. It set the rear tire. The front came up not bad. And just to me, it looked like it just had too much power in it. So I went back to the drawing board and really just tried to kill this thing. Try and turn it down even more. So I just tried to kill it, see if I could get the car to go A to B. So I knocked a bunch more timing out of it. Almost 17 degrees. I don't think I've really ever pulled that much timing out of it. And I stretched it out over basically almost 5 seconds. So not really what you want to be doing, but I want the car to go A to B under full throttle so I can start picking away and making it faster. And to me, suspension and stuff didn't look too bad. As far as dome pressure went, I pushed it all out till 2.5 seconds basically, so it'd basically just be on wastegates. I really just wanted to see if I could get the car to work on the front half and see if I could get the car to make it like 200 feet or something like that. So I gave it a shot. So same thing, just picked up wheel speed right away pretty much. It's got a lot of wheel speed, and really when I pull second gear for the shift, the wheel speed just skyrockets basically. So that was pretty much the end of it. I did try to make one more pass, but just ran out of time. So one thing I want to do is I want to set up a gear retard on it so that when I shift, it'll pull a few degrees of timing for a few tenths of a second just to try to get it through that shift nice and smooth. So I'm going to work on doing that. So I did go ahead. I cut the filter open. This is the most recent one. These are all my other filters from this whole turbo ordeal. And the filter does look pretty decent. There's a few specks kind of floating around here and there. But for the most part, it looks pretty good. The oil to me is still a little more metallic-y than I would like. So I'm going to keep my eye on it still. Things are looking good. I got the front clip off it right now, checking things out. Turbo's looking good still. No issues anywhere else. So I did have my nitrous filter apart. You can see it there. And check that out. And don't worry, I only have this Fram filter on right now while I was cutting apart that Wix. But the nitrous filter, which is on the turbo supply line, it's nice and clean. It looks perfect. So put that all back together. And I did a couple other things. I pulled the distributor out, checked that all out. Everything, gear looks fine. Don't see any issues there. Just to try and find if there is another source of this material or whatever. But so far, everything's looking fine. Yeah, I mean, I'm going to take it out again, I think, and just keep a close eye on everything. So that's pretty much all I got for you guys. Not really a ton of real good progress. Made a little bit of progress on the burnout. Made a little bit of progress on the shocks. They're closer and seem to be getting into the ballpark. And made a bit of progress with the tune and the new turbo. So things are coming together a little slower than I wanted. Really need to just get out there, test some more. Same old story. But everything's working. Things still running, so that's good. So I think that's all I got for you guys. So I'm hoping to get out and do some more testing soon. Maybe this weekend I want to go to like just a Friday night test and tune or something. Just try and make a couple laps on it. Try and get my tune-ups a little closer. And just make sure everything's good. So, and just work on the shocks as well. So I think that's all I got for you guys. So thanks for watching. I really appreciate it. If you haven't hit the subscribe button, do me a favor, hit that button. If you got a comment, throw them up there. I love reading the comments. I reply to pretty much everything. If you got a question, throw it up, whatever. Throw it up there. Appreciate them. So thanks for watching, guys. Have a good one.